don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money. Good morning.
Rock here.
Nancy here.
ODB in the house.
Hey, oh my goodness. I was like, I had this song in my head. Don't you guys wake up every morning and have like a song in your head? I always have a song in my head. And oftentimes that's what I play on the show. Like,
It's the way it
just
is.
choose last minute.
It's morning inspiration. It's where we get it.
Yeah.
It's totally normal.
Exactly. Baby, I got your money. That's inspiring.
Sure.
Cheers. Oh,
Oh.
just feels like playing. Oh wow, that's something. That's something else.
Bland. This one's bland.
It works. It's the orange one. I'm surprised it's bland. Oh well, it's good. It's good. It's nourishing. If anything else.
I just finished my workout, so
Yeah, literally.
literally.
I'm like, let's go. We're getting on the show. Let's go.
Because I keep track of my progress.
Which is
I
a
write
good-
it. I write it down on a page.
Yeah,
And
good
I
strategy.
keep adding every time I do it. I make a column and I add all the reps and whatever.
Yeah.
And I ran out of page. I had to rewrite the whole thing this morning, and
That's
that's
why
what
it took
took
you
me
so
extra long to write
Ah,
it
I
all.
see.
It's
Well,
fine.
it's a good strategy though, just to write down your progress.
Well, yeah.
It's a
What is
good-
it? You can't measure what you don't.
Can't manage what you
Can't
don't
manage
measure.
what you don't measure. Whatever it is.
It's true. You cannot manage what you don't measure. That's why I often.
How do you know? Yeah. How do you know how good you're doing if you haven't kept track?
Yeah, like with your like food diary. Even if you're listening to something that's inspiring, I often suggest my clients is like when you listen to something, like I used to like listen to something when I would go for a run or a bike ride, and I'd be like, oh my god, this resonates. Oh yeah, aha moment. It would like just shift my perception. Then I get home and I would forget what that was.
Yeah.
So I would often write down what I wrote, like what I
Heard.
resonate, what resonated with me, and
Right.
then it was like then I would implement it in my own life, and that's how it would stick better, and that's how that's how I would see the change, you know.
Yeah. You lose like 67% of what you learned within the first hour or two if you don't take notes and keep
Yes.
stuff down. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah, 98% of things you learn, if you want to continue learning it, or like it's just by implementing it. That's how
Yeah, can
that's
you
how you're going to create
move that?
results. Yeah.
Yeah, just like a little going.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. If you don't measure it, you won't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good strategy.
And then it gives you a good idea of where to add or subtract or
Tweak.
modify, tweak.
Yeah.
You could also, that's why we suggest you guys listen to something that's positive and uplifting every day. Every day. Just make it part of the constant programming, right? We're all being programmed by something.
One way or another.
One way or another.
Yeah.
So you get to decide what you get programmed with. Is it
Yes.
going to be the news, negativity, crap, or is it going to be positivity, self-growth, inspiring?
Yes.
You have it in your hands to decide.
Yeah, because oftentimes, you know, when you're starting something new, you have a lot of self-doubt.
Yeah.
You have those limiting beliefs, and then so it's to get you in that mindset, to bust those limiting beliefs, to get you in
Yeah.
the right front, that right state of mind, and
That's
that
right.
way it helps you to follow through. Especially if you've been conditioned to be like, oh, this is it for you, this is the way it's going to be.
This is it.
You know, we're so used to doing things that we know, that's familiar, that's comfortable. So whenever
Yeah.
we step outside of that,
Yeah.
it is like scary and overwhelming and maybe confusing. So it's like
Yeah.
you want to listen to something that's going to help
me
you
a second.
follow through, help you take action into the best person you want to be. Nah, that's better. The plane has landed. We have industrial fans in here just to stay warm.
Well,
Stay
we're
cool.
fine. That was just for my workout. I needed some of
Yeah.
I needed some air
Yes.
blown on me.
Right. So
But,
this week we're really focusing on
consistency.
because you know part of trying something new or scaling, you know, to the next level, your workouts and your eating habits and your projects.
Whatever it is. Yeah. How to be a better person. Whatever.
Yeah, it's to be consistent.
Be consistent.
It's to be
It's
consistent.
the only way.
It's a great reminder because a lot of people are impatient with the results.
Yeah.
And
You have to make it a habit.
yeah.
We're creatures of habit, so make progression and growth a habit.
Yes.
Make striving for your better self, a better version of yourself, a habit every day.
And
Why do you think I work out?
Yeah.
Well, it's because I want to become better than yesterday. And also it's health benefits, right? So it's positive. It's not negative on
Yeah.
my body.
Yeah,
and it's consistent.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
And a lot of people, like, the way they get discouraged or impatient is because they measure themselves against other people. They compare themselves against other people.
That's
so
a big faux pas.
the best way to measure yourself is against yourself the day before, or
where you were yesterday,
or a couple of days ago, or
that's all we
weeks
can do.
ago. That's the best, because it's like you have to look into your ideal weight, your ideal self. It's because we're not anybody else. We're ourselves. We're our own unique individual, and
it's
that's
fine to look at somebody for inspiration.
Yes.
Like when I work out, I lift weights. I often think of people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a master at bodybuilding, and I look at my childhood heroes, like Stallone and Van Damme and stuff like that. And I always, muscles and keeping in shape. And these guys are all still ripped and still keeping in shape. And it's inspiring. I'm not looking to become Van Damme.
No.
And I'm not looking to become Stallone. I'm looking to become Rock.
Yeah, and
that's all it is.
That's good, but not a lot of people realize that, because it's easy to fall into that trap. It's like I often catch myself like comparing myself to the greats, and when it comes to the personal development and like the self-education industry, the influencer, just because I want to be that so much. And yes, it's inspiring, but I have to be mindful of being like, okay, I'm inspired.
Yeah.
I aspire to be great, but I have to be me. I have to
in your own way.
In my own way. And
we all have greatness inside of us. We all have that godlike quality.
And we never realize that if we don't give ourselves the chance. If we keep comparing ourselves to everybody else,
you're acing your chances.
We're never going to realize our own greatness.
Because you'll never measure up to somebody like that. And the problem with measuring from outside, it's okay for inspiration. You look at somebody and say, I'm going to be something like that. But when you measure from outside, your own version, when you measure outside and you compare and you what do you call it? You compare. Once you get to that level, even if you match them, even if you become better, it won't be enough, because you'll find somebody who is even better, and you'll keep comparing, and you'll never fill the inner void. We all have this inner void in us humans. It's kind of like it's innate in us. I don't know what it is, but you're never going to fill that with external things. It's going to come from within. Yeah, education to go and inspire and stuff like that, fair enough.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the change is going to come from within.
Yeah, and it's the reason it's within us. It's our natural being, is because it forces us to drive forward, to be ambitious, to be driven, to be better, our best version of ourselves. Because if we just always settle and be okay with where we are at, and without, like, if we don't feel fulfilled, or if we feel restless or whatever, if there's that little thing that we don't necessarily know what it is, then it's okay to have that drive. But again, it's to start to be consistent where you're at and what you have. That's the best way to do it.
Well, yeah, one day at a time. Just start today and look at those people to inspire you. Anybody who you're striving towards becoming. Use them as a model, but do not hope to be them.
Hope to be your best version.
Aspiring to be like that. It's okay to aspire to become like somebody that you look up to. That's fine.
Yeah.
But don't compare in a negative way, right? Because that's where you get trapped.
Yeah, and the beauty of consistency is that we talked about this yesterday, it's not about focusing on being perfect. It's just about being consistent with great habits. You instill great habits after already existing ones, which is the best way to do it, because
you attach them to good ones.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it, because in that way it becomes more of a habit, like brushing your teeth. You drink a full glass of water right after. So it's about stacking those habits with already existing ones to be the best version of yourself. And sometimes you're not gonna get it perfect, and sometimes you're not gonna feel like it. Like this morning, I was really comfortable in my bed and I didn't want to get up. But it took me like 15 minutes after my alarm got off, and I got up and I just did the best with the time that I've had, and there was no judgment, no criticizing, because
something is better than nothing.
Yeah, instead of having 90 minutes, I had an hour and 15 minutes to work on my stuff.
So like I do, I write in my book every day. Right? I'm like tweaking it and changing it and modifying it. And I'm at an hour and a half. And that's good. The progression is better than nothing. Like, I mean, if you can only walk 100 meters today because you're busy, you something came up, that's fine. Do the 100 meters.
Yes.
It's better than doing nothing.
Yes.
And we all have these good habits already. You have something you're doing in your life that's working.
Yeah,
something that's working.
Of course.
And that's where you want to piggyback and attach another habit, good habit to that.
Yeah.
Because you're already in that state of mind.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, I work out. And then right after I work out, I do the show, right? It's a good habit. It's a good habit. After I'm done, good breakfast,
Yeah,
right? And then I work on my stuff. It all follows. The good stuff, the good stuff, the
pours
good
onto
stuff.
the other things, and
Right.
that's why, like, you know, personal growth, self-education, developing your ideal sense of self. You grab onto the tools and the strategies that works. Like if it wouldn't have been for the education industry, I wouldn't have grown into who I am today, and I'm quite proud of who I am today. I'm able to serve. I'm able to share what I've learned for you guys to suffer less in some way, like especially mentally, like with your anxiety.
Yep.
That's basically the main thing that I focus on. How to eat for reduce your anxiety. How to
all sorts of
master
stuff.
your mindset. All those things. all those things. So yeah.
So it's super important. Stay consistent, one day at a time. You
Learn
got
from
this.
people
You know,
who
you
inspire
got it.
you, but be your own version of that.
Yeah. Wrap it up now.
Wrap it up.
We're done. I'm sweating. As always.
We love you. We're thinking about you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 7:15 for our morning show.
Be a good person.
Love you guys.
Come on.